Welcome to Hammered and Cheese, where today we are making fancy ass chicken. As you can see by the thumbnail, I included a chicken that Cole described as a ostrich and a penguin having mated, which, in my opinion, makes like a tuxedo chicken. That's fine. That's good. And welcoming as well our first guest, Nina Dicker. How are you there, Big Dicker?
I've had wine.
I mean, it's Tuesday. I think everyone's running on wine at this point, right? Like Monday, I think everyone tries to tough it out and is like, well, it's still Monday. And then Tuesday, you're like, fuck this week and just start drinking, right? Like that's reasonable, a reasonable course of action, right? Like anyone who's like, oh, it's still Tuesday. Well, like that's, hey, and my wife asked me,
2 days. You deserve
2 days. Hey, Cole, are you wearing a chef shirt? You're fancy. Number one.
Thank you.
It's he's pretending. Hey, and yeah, Nina's wearing tights. By the way, so
I can go get my robe or my kimono instead.
Do not put on that kimono, you bastard. Okay, it's honestly you give off mad Steven Seagal vibes, and it's not good. Like not like Marked for Death Steven Seagal, like the one that happened in the Arctic. It's not good. Yeah, you're like
some people's tins are down there.
Well, that's fine. So. Nino is also fancy. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you mentioning it. So that's yeah. I'm married to her. She's like, "Fuck you, fat boy." She doesn't talk about me. She's like, "You're not fancy enough." That's fine. That's reasonable. So today we are cooking. It's creamy lemon chicken, which I talked about it with Cole because we're using Nina's recipe for this, people, and Nina was like, "Yeah, creamy lemon chicken." And the idea is like creamy lemon chicken sounds fancy, and when you eat it, you're like you feel fancy. But I want to really convey, I'm like, no, fancy ass chicken is definitely what we're gonna do here, and I think that's gonna work. So
yeah, everyone kept asking what ass chicken was, so I'm like, I don't know how to explain that to you.
If you don't know what ass chicken is, you have never lived. U-Haul, what's happening?
What's up, U-Haul?
And yeah, listen, it's this show attracts all sorts. I'll tell you that much, Nina. And the funny part is, everyone that gets attracted to this, by Stouffer's definition, is a family of 4 when you eat. So we're good. That's just we discussed this before we started, everyone. And the fact is that when you order too much, you feel bad, but at the same time, you're like, you're not going to eat it tomorrow. So you're like, all right, I'm just going to muscle through it and have heartburn for the rest of the day. And
yeah, I've just never been a fan of leftovers. It's just like it's already here. Eat it out.
It's warm.
Yeah. I only ate leftovers. I cook to make leftovers.
Yeah, but there's only certain, like you can't have leftover actually, you know what? So my wife,
mac and cheese too. That's another one.
My wife recently took fries that were like a day old and threw them in the air fryer, and they were like just as good as new. And I was like, shit. Air fryer
really changed the game. If I'm honest,
it is some sort of wizard's tool. It is some sort of wizard's tool.
It's like what the microwave was supposed to be.
Sounds like you two just haven't been that poor yet.
No, I was exclusively poor. That's why I don't like leftovers.
He's still a little bit poor. Renee, I guess I'm living vicariously. Thanks for outing me, Cole.
What's up, Renee?
Listen. That's that's the one thing is like when you hit a certain level of stuff, like for me, it's like living with central air. I can't go back to a window air conditioner. I will not, absolutely not. Or just a fan. Like, no, I have to have central air conditioning. You just can't do that, right? It's just one of those things. You just can't go backwards, people. Once you have an air fryer, same thing. You can't go back.
Yeah, what fucked the game up for me is like I knocked up a white girl. So like the whole world was different for me. So like it was just not what I expected for me. I expected poverty, and then she introduced me to like kale and like shit like that, So
I don't know if that's a positive or negative, but she's definitely a criminal.
It was different for sure.
It's definitely, listen, that's how that works. So, all right, let's get the ball rolling here. Where do we start, Nina?
Oh, it's me now.
Okay. Let's make you important. We'll do that.
Computer. I've already established. How do I do this? Okay, so I'm gonna sit down with y'all.
That works.
See me.
It's harder than it looks, huh?
It really is. What the hell? Okay, so I already put this out because as I opened the wine, I was like, this is going to be tough. And so I already put these proportions. So this is flour.
Yep.
And then this one is garlic powder.
Yep.
Onion powder. A little bit of salt right here. A little tower of paprika.
Reasonable.
And then pepper.
All right. So we need enough flour to cover the bottom of the plate, Cole. And then from there, you're going to make a small mountain range with various other spices.
Yeah.
I feel that's a good explanation, right?
This is what's fun about this recipe. It's basically up to your discretion, you know? Like listen, if you're like the simplest of white people and you don't really want to season your chicken, I don't respect you, but like
100%.
I love it.
What you do.
Yeah.
I can't stop you.
It's one of those things when people are like, "Why are you eating bland chicken? Like, what? Like, why do you have to tell everyone you're racist? Add some spice." That's
And so it's like, some people are like, "How much paprika? How much garlic?" And I'm
this much.
All of it.
That's the measurement, people. In Greek, it's hufta. Hufta is hoof it in, and you get it. That's it.
Like, measure with your heart, bitch. What are you doing?
Listen, that's what God gave you a heart for, to measure ingredients. That's reasonable.
So you do it exactly how I do it then.
I do. We don't do measurements here. That's ridiculous.
Measurements. What are we baking? Bullshit. Come on.
Right? Dino said I was going to like you. I wasn't so sure. I don't typically like people, but I do.
Also true. Cole is a notorious hater of everything. So that's fine.
That makes sense.
Well, listen, it keeps you safe at night, right? When you're like, I hate everyone, fuck it, right? So that's reasonable.
Also, you want to make sure you put your hair up. Not you, Dino, but anyone else with hair.
Thank you for that.
You gotta put it up so it doesn't get in the food.
That's, you know what? Yeah, I don't have those kind of problems. I live.
That is a treat for later.
That's. Thank you for that. All right. So once all the spices and everything are mixed together, now you're going to proceed to use a fork and or your ridiculously small whisk, Cole, and mix all that, or your fingers, you animal.
Use your fingers. Why not? But just use one hand if you're going to use your fingers and make it your dry hand.
I don't have dry hands.
Oh.
He lives in Cleveland.
I went one step ahead. You're going to have a wet hand and a dry hand.
Okay.
So
I was married to a guy who
wasn't prepared for this.
A guy who microwaved tilapia and only seasoned it with mustard. White people are creepy. That guy is a murderer.
Probably shitting battery acid. That's
like a little. Number one, tilapia is a farm-grown fish. So people who are like tilapia is healthy, it's not. Let's start there. Number two, just mustard. Like I can applaud that he's trying to be healthy and do something, but like, bro, just mustard. Mm-hmm. Maybe talk to somebody about your problems instead of inflicting them on your bowels. Just, maybe like go to a bar and ruin their night. Don't ruin your bowels. What's up, McT? We international now. The Brits are here. Technically, we're already international, just a continental, but now we're expanding to all the continents. It's great.
Okay. So my wet hand is going to be my right hand.
All right.
So that's wet hand is I'm going to grab raw chicken with my wet hand.
All right.
My dry hand is going to be what grabs the flour. So I don't know if you can see it, but I'm like pressing down on the wet side.
There.
Right hand.
Yes.
This is turning into like one of those types of videos that might not be allowed on YouTube.
Well, listen. So people understand if you are doing this, you have to make sure that you will keep those hands separate. Otherwise,
you get gonorrhea.
You get, I was going to say chlamydia, but also gonorrhea. Sure.
Is that the one?
Is that the one that chicken passes on, or is that different? The one that chicken has?
That's chicken is, listen, I believe it's koala. If we were cooking koala, that's how you get chlamydia. Chicken is notoriously gonorrhea. That's fine. That's fine. So,
and then you can either put it on the table next to you, or you can put it on a convenient dry plate that you have next to you.
All right. Cole is already flipping it with one hand, so it's definitely going to end up being, he's going to have those, those fingers that are just covered in all sorts of stuff, and you're like, yeah, I need to hose this off or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey.
I once went on a date. That's not true.
That's not true.
I was in college and someone had texted me like the "you up" text, and I was like, I am. And so I went over to their dorm, and it was like time for us to hook up. You know what it's like?
Yeah.
You like joke about it with someone for a long time, and it's like finally time to do it.
Sure.
All right, yeah, like just do it now. Get it over with.
Like, we gotta like finish the joke. And so we went to hook up, and he went to, put his fingers where they're supposed to go. But like before he did that, I saw them. They were covered in Cheeto dust.
Oh.
I was like, I'm already the queen of UTIs. Like, you're gonna give me some kind of infection that's never going away. You know what I mean?
Like, that's at the same time, like, I feel like there's inquiring minds want to know is like at some point where you're kind of like, maybe it'll make it better. You never know. It's just one of those.
That's actually a pretty solid point. No, I never did think about that. But now that you say it, what is this?
Is fingering even necessary anyway?
Whoa. Let's not go that far.
Yeah, come on. Listen, God bless me with penis-sized fingers for a reason, people.
Hand stuff is overrated.
Wait. Do you have a wife?
Yes, I do. Not Cole. Cole, no.
No, I'm notoriously single.
Oh, no.
He's
everybody's surprised on that one.
He's what men call a person of the streets. He just he's got it out there. So and Nick T says, use gloves for fuck's sakes. Easy, you guys across the pond are so complicated. Sure, you're not sponsored by Disney. I mean,
Cole doesn't think hand stuff is necessary.
It's necessary to people who like it, but it's overrated. For sure.
I feel like Cole's next interaction with a woman is going to involve a finger in his butt just for these comments.
I'm okay with that, actually.
I feel like you're probably more than okay with it, but that's just you. Let's just throw that out there. And also, too, I was going to suggest that this actual show should be sponsored by Costco for the simple fact that we're cooking an army. We've killed a lot of chickens today with this order.
They were already killed. They were already dead.
You know what? If you've ever been woken up by a rooster cawing in the morning, you're like, I have no problem killing chickens in general. I'm just throwing that out there. That is just reality because if they wake you up. I
lived next to a chicken farm when I was like 6.
Yeah, wow. And Nina has one wet hand, one dry hand. God willing, everyone's night goes that way.
And I have one clean hand and one dirty hand.
You have one ridiculously dirty hand. Your hands now look normal size, Cole, though. Like they've just swollen with flour caked on.
Well, maybe it's because I have small hands, which is why I think it's underrated.
Yeah. Whereas me, I'm walking around with hands that don't fit in gloves. So
small hands, that's a bummer.
No woman has ever been fingered by me and was like, "More, please."
It's crazy that you'd admit that on live.
Listen, you have to see his feed because it is horrific.
There's a lot of things I shouldn't admit to.
There's a lot.
I'm just honest. I'm an honest person.
Sure,
that's really what I have going for me is that I'll admit to anything.
Even the things he doesn't do, people. Just so you know. He is.
You guys are like, "Did you do it?" I'm like, "Yeah." Might as well.
Just saying. And by the way, so Nina, what are you drinking today?
What?
What are you drinking?
What am I drinking?
Yes.
So it used to be plain Prosecco.
All right.
I'm like, listen, I can drink a whole ass bottle of Prosecco and keep going.
Because you're a lady. That's fair.
Because I'm a lady. But now it's Prosecco mixed with hard kombucha.
Hard kombucha. The I would say one of the douchiest of drinks. That seems.
It is. Legally I have to drink it because I live in California.
That's fair. It's a duty. It's a responsibility, if anything.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to not drink it. So
Yeah.
like this whole thing, like Gavin Newsom was like, you
Hey.
live here now, so you gotta get drunk on kombucha. And I was like, no, Gavin, why?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't even like kombucha, but like now,
No
I drink
choice.
it times, and it's like,
listen, at least they add alcohol to it, which you're like, hey. Like the idea of fermenting a drink and not letting it be boozy, you're like, why would you do that? That seems unnecessary.
It's weird and dumb.
Cole, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Southern Comfort and Coke.
Jesus. I think you're going to have your way with yourself later. That's fine.
That's wild.
Hmm.
I have olive oil now.
All right. So we are throwing olive oil into a pan to heat up.
Oh, into the pan. Okay. What kind of temperature do we put this on?
Temperature?
High?
Like what kind of like heat level? What's your stove at? Medium, high? She's like, whatever, it's on.
It's on.
Like a 6 or a 7?
6 or a 7.
There we go.
Wait, what does yours go up to?
9.
Oh, perfect. We're the same then.
All right.
Ah, that's the wrong one. What if I like burn my apartment complex down?
Well, let's not do that.
Bro,
I thought you were going to say burn the chicken, which I'm like,
it's fine.
Yeah. Hard kombucha is awesome for when you want to get buzzed and feel like choking on pond scum. That's a good point, Renee. That's a good point.
Okay, thanks, Renee. Fuck you. Damn.
Nina, you ever want to date a Brit? I don't eat Cheetos. Wink, wink. P.S. Dino, cheers. I'm on Bushmills whiskey and ice and lemon. Like a gentleman, Mick D. Like a gentleman.
Listen, if I had it, I'd drink it.
Like, honestly, I feel like, this past weekend we wrapped an event, and at the end I tried pumpkin spice ale. It's called pumpkin spice latte ale. It was 6%, and honestly, it was delicious. And I was made fun of, and I'm like, what are you gonna do? Make fun of me? I make fun of myself worse. And also, I don't give a shit. So,
you know, it's like, this is a seasonal flavor, but I only tried it once, and then I like never saw it again. There's a beer called Blue Moon. Yes. And it was this apricot flavored like Blue Moon. It was for like their winter season.
Oh, fancy.
So, but I had it like 4 years ago, and I've thought about it ever since, and I never saw it ever again.
Probably because nobody liked it.
Yeah, well, she liked it. That's a person.
Well,
she is a real person.
Everything is sales driven. So.
Oh, listen, that's why.
I forget capitalism is like a hard theory for people to understand in California.
No, capitalism is stupid.
Savage.
Let's be honest.
Oh, by the way, I have I don't know if you can see this over here. I have a cutting board.
All right.
Just to like put my finished chicken on, because we're gonna use the pan after the chicken's in it.
Fair enough. All right. So.
Well, my cutting board's plastic, so I'm gonna use a plate.
He's technically a hobo, Nina. But he is funny, so it's like, okay, that works. All right. So I'm
a minimalist.
Yeah, that's not true. You have a kimono. You're not a minimalist, sir. Right there.
I'm a minimalist thanks to capitalism. You know, that's the bare necessities that I can afford.
That is a fancy way of saying I just do without because I didn't got the money. And which, hey, that's just factual. It's fine. Okay?
100%.
Yeah. Nina has definitely lit the rest of the apartment complex, but she is fine, everyone, so it's fine. It's okay. I'm just saying, listen, hilariously, when you were on Generation Dan before, Nina, there were also sirens in the background, and I think it was Atlas. I don't know if Atlas lives in a nice neighborhood or a bad neighborhood, but there are always sirens every time we record. And I'm like, it's the middle of the day. I don't know how that's possible, but
I mean, I live next to a hospital, so.
Ooh, that's wild.
Yeah, but it's America. Yeah, they should have like classical music coming from their ambulances instead of sirens. And be like dun, 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 dun.
It is a jarring like sound from the distance. You're like, why does it sound like like nukes are going off.
I mean, like, technically, it is Ohio. There might be. I don't know where the silos are, but
It's true.
in California, it's just.
Don't be hating on Ohio. You love
I'm not
it.
hating on Ohio. I'm just saying it's a great place to store nukes. You know? It's probably at Joey Edibles' house. Let's be honest. That's fair. In case anyone's looking, weapons of mass destruction.
If anybody knew where to get nukes, it would be Joey.
Listen,
True.
Joey is a weapon of mass destruction just by his farts alone. So that's fine.
That's
All right.
That makes sense. That tracks.
Listen, it's a reasonable thing, right? He's a man of an age and he's been in the military. He's gonna have some issues, right? I think if you try MREs once in life, you're like, you have weapons of mass destruction accessibility.
I think Joey fell out of the helicopter and landed on his head. I think that's what happened.
I need you to know, I was just about to take you with me to go pee.
That's probably a
So-
bad idea.
I mean,
That's
listen,
not- We can't do that on this show.
we
Yeah.
can't.
No,
Okay. I
don't
was
think so.
Mutes. It's probably
We're
fine.
trying,
Okay,
we're trying to get monetized.
I'll come back.
That's fair. That's fair. Here, in the meantime, look, we'll even go small screen for you, so you don't have to worry. Okay, it's fine. So Cole, you're cooking your chicken.
I am. It's doing its thing right here. I also
Looks
am
good.
boiling some water for my ravioli.
Perfect. So we get that done and put it on the side. Smart man. Smart man. I like it. Everyone, so we are cooking. That chicken looks fucking good though, too, right?
You know, I don't know what Nina did as far as like seasoned her chicken, but I marinated mine in Italian dressing and vinegar,
Oh, interesting.
a little bit of salt.
Not a bad idea. That's the thing is, if you can marinate chicken even for an hour or so, it's a good plan, right? It'll make things
Yeah.
a little bit better. Chicken, and also too, like vinegar. I feel like people have lost touch with vinegar. Vinegar is very important for food. That's it. Nina, you sounded like a fire hose. No, I'm just kidding. So something that Cole just brought up, Nina, was that he actually marinated his chicken earlier in vinegar, Italian seasoning, and some salt. Did you do anything like that, or you didn't do anything like that, right?
I'm a successful, busy woman. I don't have time.
That's
To
fair.
marinate.
That's a lie. I sometimes I marinate my chicken, but sometimes I forget.
That's fair. That's
That's
fair.
fair.
So,
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
One time,
Mine's gonna taste better, but
because here's the thing about marinating.
yes,
You're not supposed to marinate it over 24 hours.
correct.
right.
And so sometimes I have a plan to like marinate it overnight, cook it the next day, but then I
Right.
get busy and I have something to do. And then I'm like, I can't cook this. Like, what do? I can't cook the chicken. I don't have time.
Yes.
And so one time I knew I had to cook it or else it'd go bad. So I like very drunkenly, very quickly cooked this chicken at like 2 a.m.
Mm.
And I was in bed by 3, which didn't really make sense for the amount of chicken I had.
Mm.
And I went back into the fridge later and I definitely like fried the chicken. But like because I'd immediately put it into a bin and like threw it in the fridge and like put a top on it, all the skin had gotten like not crispy and like very like mushy.
Yes. And then it had an eyeball and started talking. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's
And I was
exactly how that works.
That's not what's supposed to
You
happen.
can freeze it and it'll hold better next time if you ever have to run into that situation.
I think it's so cool that you think that I have a freezer big enough to do that.
My freezer is like a junk drawer. So I feel like you're just like
It's got a lot of
ready
pens.
to catch stuff, ready?
It's
Go!
got pens, cardboard, and
Actually, this brings me to an important question. Cole, do you own a house or do you rent?
I rent in an apartment
Okay.
in Ohio.
Oh, in
Oh,
Ohio?
extra.
What is it, like $250 a month?
I wish. It's like $1,000 for this garbage for a shoebox.
It's a
I know
nice
in California, you're like, that's still really cheap.
that's super cheap.
That's crazy.
McT is laughing at everything we're saying. Thank you, McT. We appreciate you, sir. Even if you're a degenerate like us, that's okay. Yeah, see, this is the thing is I also have like I've been looking into marinating and stuff, and I'm just like there's some things you need to marinate and other things you don't necessarily have to, right? But like there's a few I was in the summertime I was smoking a lot of beef tenderloin, which I eat so much beef in the winter in the summertime. It was great. But like if you salt and pepper it overnight, then it just kind of takes a lot of moisture out, so it cooks a lot more flavorful and it's fantastic. But other times I'm just like, fuck it, let's throw it in the smoker and see what happens. So one of those things. But hey.
True.
All right.
Also, I turned my stove up. It was taking too long.
That is fair.
I turned mine down.
You turn your
They were coming at me quick.
listen, Ohio works different numbers. It's fine.
Yeah, I think we're on the metric system or something over here.
I love that. Well, I already have my, if you haven't done this, I already have my parsley cut up into little pieces.
There you go. He has not, but now he's like, fuck! Parsley!
Me too.
Oh, put it in a jar.
Dry parsley?
Listen, it's already winter on the East Coast, Nina. You have to understand. We plant life has all died. Okay?
You're right.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot.
Yeah, you're in California where it's like the sun always shines.
Yeah, man. You know how hard it is to find lemons right now?
Yeah. We live in darkness at this point. She's like, this was in my yard.
It's been dark since like the afternoon.
Right.
I will say I did get this from somebody's yard. Is that bad? Is that
Damn
bad?
it, Nina. That's so not fair.
Yeah, look how dark this lemon is.
It's that
You see how
lemon,
dark that is? That's a dark ass lemon.
that lemon was spray painted yellow, Cole. Let's be honest. Like it was it's actually a lime, and they're like, nah, just paint it. They won't know the difference. It's fine.
This is spray painted yellow.
It is 70 degrees here.
And she look attractive. Congratulations, Nina. You've been commented.
She look attractive.
Which those are technically words. That's fine.
Listen, if I look attractive now, I am drop dead gorgeous later. Not currently, but later.
Listen, that's the funny thing was, so this past month that I was working this Halloween event, I kept on walking into the makeup room and I'm like, all right, who wants to make me beautiful? And they would proceed to like put white makeup all over my face, give me black eyes, and like dirty up my whole face, and then give me blood coming down my like tears of blood. And I'm like, I look gorgeous. And the funny thing was, I was like, you know what we should do is do that makeup. I sit down in the chair and I'm like, okay, we got to make this scary. And then I was like, what we should do is paint like a Care Bears rainbow across my face. And I'll be like, that's terrifying, you know? And then like revert to be like, oh, it's just my natural face is the scariest thing. And there's like, that's hilarious. We should do that. I'm like, who wants to do it? And they're like, nope, not interested. And I'm like, oh, fuck you guys. So U-Haul asks, are you a redhead? And yes, she is. Means that she will also kill you while you sleep and take your soul, because that's reasonable. Come on, be fair. Cole has a red beard too, so
yeah, my mom's a ginger.
That explains a lot of your existence, sir.
That tracks.
Because your mom is horribly mean to you. Let's be honest. That's
everything I've said about my mom, you're like ginger, right?
Yeah. Because she's immediately. The funny thing is, I'm like, I love my mother, whereas both you and Atlas are like, man, my mom stresses me out. I'm like, that's a weird existence for me. But
I love my mom. She's just different.
Sure. You guys all love your mom, but also they stress you out. I'm like, my mom's great. My mom's kind and everything. It's just, I don't understand. It's one of those things that's very confusing. But hey.
Yeah, this chicken is delicious, by the way.
Oh, yay.
Fantastic.
I'm like pretty good with chicken.
It's hey. I'm sorry. I mean,
oh, Flo?
I can see that. Yeah. Hey, that's a win. It just means you belong on TV. You know, that's a fair compliment. Let's call it that.
And everybody's exploding over Nina on the show. That's hilarious.
Which is like at the same time, you're like,
you guys know women?
Yeah, that's also a fair point. I I think a lot of the times people are like, "You're married," and I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "To a real person," or like Joey keeps on thinking that I imported my wife. I'm like, my wife colonized me. It's not the same. She was born in the UK. I'm like, it's not, and she's Chinese. I'm like, it's not. Yeah, no, she's way higher on the level than me. Stop the mom talking. Remember, you used to suck them titties. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Mick.
I think Mick would really benefit from some therapy.
That's 100%. Well, he's British, so they too are pure evil, but that's okay. That's, you know,
It's true.
I believe the term is they are colonizers, and I'm down for it. Technically, Canada is still a colony of the the UK. So,
I feel like my stove is like really loud, or am I just drunk?
My stove is really loud. I'll tell you that much. I can hear a goddamn thing over it.
It is pretty loud. It's frying. Flow is from Progressive. AT&T is... Oh. I forget who. But hey. I don't watch TV anymore. I just watch streaming services. Because I'm a douchebag. All right. So, the chicken is frying and almost done. Yes, some of it is.
Yeah.
Cole, what are you using? Your tiny whisk? You little bastard.
Yeah, I'm making a tomato sauce for the ravioli.
Why are you making a tomato sauce? We're going to be doing creamy lemon stuff.
More like warming it up.
You're a ridiculous person, Cole. You should know that.
Oh, wait, is your chicken done?
Some of it is.
Oh, not all of it? That's perfect. Same.
Yeah.
The other set is half done.
Half done?
Yeah.
Literally amazing. We're on the same timeline. I'm so happy.
And so everyone knows, Mick T said, last time I seen a therapist, she cried on my shoulder. I feel like that's accurate. That's
Sounds
like,
about right.
at that point, did you win therapy? I'm not sure. Like, it's one of those things where, you know, I feel like that's an important thing. Yeah, well, listen. If you don't challenge the therapist, you'll never know if you're okay, right? You just gotta make sure that they have to earn that money, right? Don't just sit there and listen to me. Fix my problems, you bastards.
Also, if people are confused about when their chicken is done, I don't use chicken breasts because chicken breasts are for pussies. I use chicken thighs because I'm a grown woman. And
Right.
Exactly, chicken thighs are superior. So if you're confused, just cut in your chicken. If it's a little pink, whatever. Like, has anyone died from pink chicken? I don't know.
I never have.
The answer is
It's gonna go back in the sauce. So like, and it's not gonna cook that much, but like, it's a chicken thigh. It's gonna be a little pink inside.
so.
Matter.
Just so everyone's
My
clear.
basic rule of thumb is if you throw up, it's no good.
If you throw up, that is also good advice.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that makes sense.
If you throw up, probably bad.
If you bomb, it's
And
bad.
just so you know, U-Haul just said she just say breasts, and yeah, she did. Renee says, agree, Nina, thighs are the best. I feel like the innuendos in this episode are fantastic. I love it.
Are we gonna be able to be monetized?
You make it sound like we're already monetized. We are not. That's fine.
Not
But
allowed.
we are trying. Cole, you're up to over 500 followers already, right?
Yeah, something like
I
that.
think so. Yeah. I'm up around, I'm just shy of 1,300, hoping to grow that. What is that? I've gotten salmonella from Heinz before. How the hell did you get it from ketchup? That is, I feel like if you got salmonella from ketchup, that may have been someone trying to kill you. Like that was
That's a weak genetic system, is what that
a
is.
weak genetic system.
You're just
Bro,
not
listen, I've already said this publicly that I'm like, listen, if you can't survive a PB&J sandwich in kindergarten, maybe life isn't for you. That's just
exactly.
cook sober people. Pink chicken is not good. Well, listen, let's be honest. The problem with chicken is this, okay? And this is the best part why thighs are superior is because it will stay moist longer. right? It's a better thing. But especially when you're cooking breast, it has to be like just when you take it out of the heat, it should be like just barely pink, and then it will cook the rest of itself, and that will maintain its moist. If it is like significantly pink, like a medium rare, you don't want that. That is just definitely how you die. So,
Amen.
Yeah,
I have to agree. Let me know when your chicken's done.
Oh, mine's done.
Oh, amazing. I just like to, you don't have to do this, but I like to cut mine into just like slightly smaller pieces just in case I like missed cooking some of it through a little bit. Because that's never happened to me before. I've never accidentally done that. That would be so silly.
Also, too, what Nina's doing is a special technique that I have learned over the years is if you cut it when you're making everything into small bite-sized pieces, you can just use it with a fork when you're eating. It makes life a little simpler.
That is correct.
And also, I can unhinge my jaw like a snake. So I'm like, yeah. My wife gets mad because I'm like, I cut the steak in half, and I'm like, that's perfect. She's like, no, it has to be smaller than that. I'm like, does it?
I know why you're married.
So you don't die. Jesus.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I've challenged life that way, and I'm just like, you think I'm gonna choke? I don't think so. I can eat a hot dog in 2 bites, and like a Costco hot dog, not a bitch ass like Schneider's wiener. But
are we ready for the next step?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so you're gonna grab a healthy amount of butter.
Healthy amount of
So
butter.
no butter at all.
Is a lot of no butter is healthy for you, sir.
Exactly. So probably about that much.
That looks like a third of a stick ish.
Sure. Or a half. Who gives a shit?
Third to a half, yeah. More than that, Cole. Stop being a bitch.
More. Okay. I got no problems with this.
Don't deny me my butter. I'm not even eating this food. I'm at home. I would have to get on a flight, and they would have to do it all again if I was to do this. So
I like to move it around that pan.
Butter that shit up.
Exactly.
I like it.
Don't burn it.
Well, listen.
Well, who's to say what's burned?
Well, listen. There is a real thing called brown butter, people. Read a book.
Yeah, but that's not burned butter.
No, that's not burned butter.
Just make sure you got them pan drippings all in that butter.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Really scrape that bottom.
People who don't use the drippings from cooking meat for their further usage, you're like, what do you do? Why are you taking away all the flavor?
Yeah. And like, look at this. This full of bacon grease.
Oh, how are you not wifed up? Okay, butter is life. I melt butter as an ice cream topping. Ha ha ha. I mean, that's not a horrible idea.
Exactly.
Top your frozen ice cream with more butter. That's, if anything, it turns it into a savory treat. All right, so you throw in some bacon grease in there. Oh no, that's minced garlic.
This is garlic.
Garlic.
Nice.
I do about this much.
Yep. Also, I would call that a hoofda. Just and listen, any recipe that calls for like 1 to 2 cloves, just put in a whole bulb. Just don't.
2 cloves is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. That is not garlic. The more garlic, the better. Okay, let's be reasonable.
Yeah, I'm pretty pro garlic myself.
Okay. If you don't like garlic, you're the problem. Okay, it's you. You're the problem. How dare you not like garlic?
And they say to like, stir the garlic until it ferments or some bullshit. I don't know what that means. So I just put in the chicken stock pretty soon after. I just did it.
There was a lemon in there?
No, that was just chicken stock. I just did it with like a bouillon cube.
Oh, okay. All right. Aha. All right. And Cole has broth in a canister, so he's fancy that way.
Yeah. And then I turned it up pretty high to like boil it.
Listen, people, if you add heat when you mix things in like that, what it does is it helps all those flavors cross. between each other, right? So what you're using is the liquid to make sure that the garlic infuses into the butter and everything, because you want all those fats and the goodness from all the drippings and everything to really just bond together. Because what it does is it creates more flavor. You'll notice on the last time when we did the let me think, it was the wrapped brie and garlic bread, or the baked brie and garlic bread, that when we did that, it was the same idea with the olive oil and the vinegar. Was if you just leave them to heat up, they won't mix together, but you find that the flavors will cross over and it becomes a lot more tasty.
It's true.
Listen, you just got to do a little bit stuff like that. All right. What's your next step?
So I'm currently cooking couscous over here, and the chicken stuff over here, because I'm better than everybody.
Fair enough. Hey, listen, at least you're honest. That's reasonable.
Exactly. So I just I guess I let this boil for a second.
Okay. Perfect. So we've cut up the chicken, we have the couscous going, and we're just waiting for that to heat up.
Yeah. You could try your chicken if you want.
Listen, snacking chicken is important.
I've been like taking bites of it. It's just good.
Listen, I visited Cole a little while ago, and while we were driving, we went by Dunkin' Donuts, and then it had a space, and it was like snacking bacon, and I'm like, I want an order of bacon, and they're like, yeah, cool. And then I'm like, it was like a small fries sack, but filled with bacon, and I'm like, there's a reason why America's the greatest country in the world right now, and I think snacking bacon is one of those components. It's a reasonable thing. U-Haul says, I like how she's wearing shorts. All right there, Bo.
You're also supposed to put in lemon juice, because this is creamy lemon chicken.
That is correct. So Cole, throw some lemon juice into your pan.
Lemon juice. All right.
About like a tablespoon, or 2 or 3. I don't know how measurements work.
Like a good long squeeze. Yeah, that should be good. And my wife says snacking bacon sounds delightful. That's because we're good people, Victoria. That's why. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, are you going to tell your wife that was a bad influence on you the entire time? I was like, here, try this kind of food. Try this kind of food.
She knows you're a bad
burger
influence.
on a donut.
Listen, she knows you're a bad influence permanently. There's no question about that.
Why does she know that? That's fucked up.
Because she loves me. She doesn't love you, so you're the bad influence. Whatever I do wrong, I'm like, I learned it from Cole. And she's like, fuck that Cole guy, man. Son of a bitch. And I'm like, oh, that's fair. It's reasonable.
That tracks. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not. What am I going to do? Blame me? That's ridiculous, Cole. Come on.
Well, what happens when I come to Canada?
She's going to hate you.
Like, no, we can't stay over.
No, you'll stay outside in the cold or something like that. Fine.
The cold.
Yeah, and y'all got notorious winters.
I'm going to build, you can stay outside in our greenhouse. It'll be fine.
Do y'all at least have brothels in Canada?
What?
Y'all have brothels in Canada?
Do we have what?
Brothels.
Brothels?
Brothels.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never been to a brothel. I've been to a strip joint because I'm cool, but
brothels are more cool.
Wow, that's an opinion. What is that?
Heavy cream.
Heavy cream. Get the heavy cream. How much heavy cream are we throwing in?
I measure with my heart.
That's fair. So a good amount.
Like
looks like 2 cups.
Yeah, I did this whole thing.
Yeah, that's fair. This shit's, hey, listen, that's why it's fancy ass chicken, people. Okay? That's just how
we don't know.
So like a whole pallet of chicken, I did 16 ounces of heavy whipping cream.
Exactly. Now we're talking. And Cole is once again using his ridiculously small whisk. He likes using it. I can't listen. I know it works, but at the same time,
why would I?
I feel like I would use that to pick my teeth. I'm just like,
you can on the other side.
It's a horrible idea. I love it.
Actually, okay. So here's the thing: you don't have to do this.
All right.
But I prefer to do this. I like my sauces to be saucy.
That's fair.
So you can either use the flour that you just used,
Ooh,
or I have cornstarch.
fair enough.
That's what I was gonna use too.
Perfect. Amazing. But it also works with flour, but you can't just put straight ass flour into the thing.
Also true.
There it is.
Yes. Okay, so you get a spoon.
Yep.
And you spoon your flour or your cornstarch into a little tiny bowl.
Oh. Okay.
Cole is not doing that. He's putting it right into the sauce, and he's just going to mix it up.
That is absolutely senile.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to put it into this little tiny bowl.
Yep.
Let me put you on my drying rack. Hold on.
There we go.
You're going to put water in it.
Yep. Mix it up.
Mix it up. Hold on. It takes a second. You got to like really scrape the bottom.
Yep.
Make sure all of it is dissolved. And it's not a lot of water, just like a little bit of water.
Yeah. And you're making what some people call a slurry, or something to fix your walls with.
A roux.
Exactly.
A roux is different, but yes, something like that.
I'll probably just pour I was gonna say a little bit, but I did just pour the whole thing in. So I poured the whole thing in.
That's how it works, people. But that is already looking creamier and delicious. And Cole is trying to mix his up as fast as possible so it doesn't get clumpy. I like your style, Cole.
Yeah, because I fucked up. I just threw it right in there.
Yeah, because you're a man, and men, we're dumb. We're not.
Because I don't listen to directions. It's terrible.
Also true.
A psychopath, and that's okay. Sometimes people a bit.
Sometimes somebody's like, well, this is what you do. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Oh, no, I don't.
That's fair. That seems accurate. I feel like that's the story of a lot of people's lives, just in general, right? You're like, yeah, and see, and just so to be on the record here, people, whenever someone says, you can trust me, don't trust that person. The next one is, I know what I'm doing. They definitely don't know what they're doing. And the third is, I got this. They don't got this. They don't got it. Okay?
Yeah, the people who got it just say, I don't know. Man,
it's the truth. And people are going, I'll give it my best. That's probably a person that's very capable, right?
True.
Somebody like, what do you think? Shrug your shoulders. Go, I don't know. I can't tell the future. This might blow up in everyone's face, which realistically is just being honest. Okay, that's fair. All right.
Yeah, and then you want to take your parsley.
Yes, and add it to the cream.
I'm gonna listen to these. Got it.
Add your shit ton of parsley and or a bowl.
It doesn't matter how much parsley you put in. It's kind of just like up to your discretion again. Like it could be a shit ton, it could be just a little bit, you know?
Listen, parsley is delicious. Also, Renee says that's a slippery slope, Cole. Next, you'll be eating mustard tilapia.
Mustard tilapia. I'm vaguely interested.
Vaguely interested.
Next week on Hammer and Cheese, mustard tilapia.
I'm gonna look something up now.
Oh, we're all gonna burn. It's fantastic.
We're all gonna burn.
We're all gonna burn. Let's just listen. At least we're honest. That's fair. All right, so we got the parsley in. We got the creamy sauce. The lemon cream sauce is banging. It actually looks really good too. That looks super creamy. Even Cole's looks creamy, and Cole's still trying to find clumps in it. You dropped it in.
I need a little salt.
Put salt in it then.
Sure, add some salt, yeah.
I am.
You make it sound like
you're looking permission.
But weren't you though? Maybe a little bit. Come on.
No, I was saying mine needs salt.
I will say, never be afraid to salt your food, but don't just salt it a little bit because you can always put salt in, but you can't take it away.
Also true.
Mm-hmm.
That is fact.
I think I got all the clumps out.
We covered last week or a couple weeks ago, Nina, was some little tricks. Like if you do add too much salt, feel free to add a potato. And that will take the salt out. So Nina has cut up chicken and adding it back to the sauce to mix in.
That is what I'm doing.
Cole, you look like you've eaten all your chicken, but whatever's left, throw back into the sauce.
I tried really hard not to eat all the chicken. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I can understand that. Listen, my wife brought home Korean fried chicken today, and I ate it like I was starving. And like I wasn't, because I'm fat. I have lots of resources, but I ate it like I couldn't stop. It was great. It was delicious. So, all right. So we'll mix up the chicken so it's all saucy and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, weirdly enough, Cole is making ravioli, which he did add tomato sauce to already, which I'm like, now you have 2 sauces for 2 dishes. It's very confusing. Cole's a monster, people. Let's just be honest. All right. Hey.
Well, if I don't need the sauce, then I'll just put it away.
Nina is adding the couscous to the pan as well.
Because I'm fancy.
Because you're fancy. That's reasonable. If anything, you've only proven it. That's reasonable. Come on.
Me my fancy ass chicken.
Listen, if you need chicken, you better make it fancy ass, people.
It's true.
It's only fair.
And you just
that is a good pan, though. You can load up. Mix it up there, Cole. Come on.
It's in the chicken. The chicken's in the sauce. It's right there.
Yeah, but put the sauce all over the chicken, man. Come on. Oh. Why are you doing this shit?
What are you doing?
My bad.
So you're gonna have one side sauce? It's not a sandwich, sir. It is a meal.
Cole figures out what the fuck he's doing, I'm gonna go pee again.
All right, you go pee again because you've been hitting that kombucha hard. That's fair.
It's true. Right back. It's a woman thing. I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, I understand completely. And now we're just gonna watch Nina walk away and disappear. That's fine. Cole, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Is your ravioli done?
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
I don't need this red sauce, but I have it. So.
No, I don't think you do. I think you use the lemon, and it's you're using a ricotta and spinach ravioli, correct?
Yeah.
Which is a great idea. Let's be honest.
Is there that or gnocchi?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of gnocchi.
I have. We're gonna have to try deep fried gnocchi at some point on the show.
Yes, I have seen that floating around on a few food channels, and I'm like, you know what? That sounds better than normal gnocchi.
Delicious, bro.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like it. To be honest, sounds like a great idea. All right.
It's just, I don't know. It's like tiny pieces of bread.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times they use potato and make a dough with it, right? So it's kind of like a potato bun, but turned into everything else.
And I like to throw Parmesan over it, and in some cases, tomato sauce. It's so good.
As we discovered with other things, cheese makes everything better. So that's reasonable. Welcome back, Nina.
Thank you. Okay,
so
here's the thing.
Yep.
Depending on how much sauce you have, because I have a lot of sauce. I'm a saucy girl. I like sauce.
Nothing wrong with that. What's up, Josh?
Sometimes it'll look a little bit like a very sophisticated slop.
Yes.
But this is my opinion on presentation. When I was in first grade,
yes,
I was in class, and the teacher brought in like a ton of cupcakes to eat, right? Because we got to share.
Yeah.
And so I went to go get my cupcake, and they gave me the only squished cupcake.
Mother bastards.
And I was so upset.
Before you dig in, can you take a picture with your cell phone and send it to me?
Of what?
Of the meal.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was so upset, and I was like, Mom, they gave me a squished cupcake. Like, what the fuck is this? Well, I didn't say that, but that's generally what the vibe was.
Right.
And she was like, Nina, a squished cupcake is still a cupcake.
It's not wrong.
And then ever since then, I was like, you're right. And so no matter how bad anything looked, I was like, a squished cupcake is still a cupcake, you know?
It's just science, people. It's just science.
It's kind of how I've always felt about food in general myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel you. It's got like a Swedish meatball vibe to it, almost like the way it
Cole,
looks. Very
I need
pretty.
you send me a picture as well, please, Cole.
I'm working on it.
All right. Nina's making a face that says her meal is delicious, and for everyone to look at, that is what she's eating. That actually looks fucking good. That's fucking top tier.
It might be a little too saucy, but like I'll have more sauce anytime, every day.
Listen,
you know?
anyone who's like, oh, it's a little too saucy, you don't know how to live life, person.
You don't know.
Okay. If anything, see, I learned this a little while ago. So it's like chicken nuggets are just a delivery system for sweet and sour sauce. Okay. So in the same sense, your meal is a delivery system for that ooey gooey lemon cream sauce. That's what it is. That's how it works. And if you don't realize that, yeah, you're just not living a good life, and that's on you. Okay.
Cook sober, people. Pink chicken is not good. Fuck you, Mick. You don't know.
What did Mick say?
Mick said that he is not. Listen, he's British. They don't have cuisine. They just steal it from Indians. It's fine. So, and when we look at Cole's, Cole has ravioli, and his is a little bit darker, but you know,
that's totally fine.
That works as well. So there's a lemon cream, creamy lemon chicken, and then there's creamy lemon chicken on ravioli, which that means we have 2 dishes this day, and both are magical. And Josh says porridge. That's very. And Josh says, I believe your presentation should represent the love you put into your meal. Looks delicious. Well, listen, they both look edible, and I believe that is a win. And by the faces you guys are both making, I just want to say I wish I was there, because I would steal your food from you, because you guys are both smaller than me. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'm definitely adding this to the
it's going on the list.
The meal plan.
Listen, really just so people know, yeah, this was delicious, and it looks great. Nia, you've been wonderful. Where can everyone find you in case they want to like, follow, or see your shows? Because let's be honest, you're a woman of the people, nay, a hero. It's fine.
Really, you can find me at Nina Dicker. That's NinaDicker, like peanuts. On Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Yep. And yeah, that's where I'll be. And then I have a link tree for, like, if you're in the LA area, I do shows and stuff. So nice. You can find me there.
Listen, and we're going to be, well, I'm going to be in LA in January, and I'll probably hit you up, and we'll make fun of people as they walk down the street. It'll be enjoyable. We'll do shorts and just, well, this is the best part. See, I try and tell people, I'm like, so I was, just so everyone knows on this, we've talked about before, was I was doing Halloween Haunted Village this past month for October. It was fantastic. I've told my wife multiple times that I was doing it, and I told her just to, she was like, don't come home wearing makeup, because I won't let you in the house, because I look terrifying. So, but they were like, other actors were like, they got assaulted, and I'm like, I had a great time. Now, granted, I'm 6'2" and 265 pounds. If you try and mess with me, I'll just rip off your arm and eat it, right? Like, I'll just make it into my own little personal kebab. So it's like, I'm like, I had a fun time. And that's why, Leanne, is we could sit on a bench and just make fun of people in LA, and nobody's going to do anything, because, you know, it's fine, right? If they try and assault you, I'm like, I look like I'll eat their baby. So
exactly. Yeah. Like,
it's probably me y'all are making fun of, to be honest.
I mean, we could do that video too. I think it'd be worth it.
I'll be there too as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like, what about me, bitch?
Yeah. No, Friday night. We'll do it Friday night.
Pretty much. I was like, hey.
Well, you're going into SLO. I'm gonna be in Los Angeles eating like crazy food and tacos. I want. So my wife has been to LA. I've never been to LA. So when we go, we have a whole eating plan of things to do, which I'm like, I'm okay with that. It's gonna be an exciting time.
If you need restaurant recommendations, I have them. I
will hit you up. Don't worry. We're gonna talk more. But in the meantime, everyone, as we showed you, that is some fancy ass chicken as per the pictures. This has been Nina Dicker. You can find Cole at sniffingglue22 or sniffingglue_22 on YouTube. and all other social media. I am Dino the Genetic Marvel. This has been Hammered and Cheese, and tune in next week when we're going to do some other insane thing, maybe even have a guest. Probably not as good as Nina, but you know, you can only have so much of the big dicker before you just get dicked down.
Big dicker.
It's just how it is. All right. So
It's true.
in the meantime, everyone, have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week. So like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. We'll see you later.